What's shaking, YouTubenites? How you doing, everybody? And welcome to another edition of the Lords of the Long Box presents the Cover Price Shakers of the Week list. Now, as you congregate and get the party started, make sure you are sitting back, relaxing, and let's listen to some Doobie Brothers. Huh?
I'll start. 1, 2, ready.
The baddest on the microphone apparatus is here. When I rock a rhyme, often eyes are dropping a tear. It's so beautiful, it's America's landscapes when this man makes lyrics like the syrups that you pour upon your pancakes. My mandate is to grip minds like a handshake. Spit Orlando Lakes and go skinny dip with the fan base. Over any damn breakbeat, I hastily make pastries tastier than anything that Wolfgang makes. So take notes out of suckers, I make coats, lump of some like Bubba Gump fishing on lake boats. I take jokes and turn the comedy into drama. I'm bagging on your mama, I'm Jeffrey Dahmer behind ya. I'm a rhyme writer, lock stock, smoking the ganja. Rebuttals befuddle, leaving a puddle of saliva, sillies. You couldn't handle Randall when I throw my grammar at you. It hit your head and you would think I threw a hammer at you. I point the camera at you like Herb Ritz. Develop it, then use the pictures to pick up bird shits. You're nervous as the impervious wordsmiths hanging out in Rafa's new crib come with the verses.
Amazing every
Mark
time.
is going to be such
That's
a big component of Lords of the Longbox. He's almost like an unofficial Lords of the Longbox at this point.
Right? Randall Park is definitely part
Yeah,
of
he's
the
on once a week.
crew, man.
Yeah, right?
Well, let's do some intros before we get started with today's list. As you can tell, the panel looks a little bit different, but we are honored to have both John and Matt from Cover Price joining us. They're going to give us a little extra commentary. John, welcome to the show. Say what's good to the people.
Hey, everybody. Happy to be here. Happy to show you guys what we've been working on.
Excellent. Matt, you're back.
Yeah,
What have you got?
I'm Matt DeVille. What's going on, guys? Usually this stuff, I got like a sunbeam on my... It's still sunny out here in LA. Yeah, I write a lot of this stuff, so usually it's...
And we have a special... We're going to do not one, but we're going to do 2 giveaways tonight. And Matt's got something special. Do you have those handy? You want to show those off?
I do. So we thought we'd give away the World Tree Peach Momoko trade dress, the 1 in 75. I'm not pinching the spine, just so you know.
He knows what he's doing.
My finger was on the tip, so there we go. We got Peach, and then we're gonna do the Virgin 1 per store. So
Boom.
Very
I don't
nice.
know.
Not
Can someone
one.
win? Can one person?
No, we're gonna do 2. We got to get 2 people, man. We got to make it hard on you. You got to have to ship twice. I think he's locked up. Matt just locked up.
And then tomorrow night on Nearing Nirvana, we're gonna give away the gold and Huckley. This was the only the day 1 Tinian newsletter people got these.
By the way, everybody, Laura's not here tonight, but the link to her channel, Nearing Nirvana, is in the description of this video. So if you want to get in on that giveaway tomorrow night, make sure to hit that link in the description of the video. Gabe, say what's good to the people.
What's up, everybody? Welcome in. Like we were saying before, we got hats on top, we got skins on bottom here today. Excited to have the guys here to show off the new features coming up. So stay tuned.
Cool.
All right, well, let's get this thing started. Welcome again to the Thursday night Cover Price Shakers list. Make sure to check out coverprice.com. We're going to talk about the new interface, but man, we really appreciate the writers. They do a tremendous job. We're going to share with you 10 items from the Shakers list, and then we may peruse the Shakers list and talk about some of the upcoming updates and even field questions from the chat. So stick around for that. This show is also sponsored by our friends over at Bird City Comics. Use the discount code LOTLB to receive 15% off your order. And remember, this list comes from our friends over at Cover Price, focusing on the new high sales or the most interesting sales found on their exclusive daily Shakers list. Now, this list changes several times every day, so make sure to check it every day to review some of the hottest trending books in the market. Gabe, what have we got number 1 on the list?
All right, number 1 this week is Amazing Spider-Man number 568, the Alex Ross Dynamic Forces negative cover that's limited to 1,499 copies. This came out in 2008. So we got Spider-Man, Alex Ross, Green Goblin, and Negative Space exclusive covers all have something in common. People love them. When they release, they typically do very well, and this book is a great example. Not only was it limited to 1,499 copies, but it also had Dynamic Forces alternate Alex Ross bringing us a memorable cover. For a 14-year-old book, it doesn't come up often, and when it does, it typically fetches around 150 for raw copies. Graded books are more limited, which is odd considering that there's 147 CGC 9.8s on the census. Regardless, its appearing on the market is rare, as we only have 6 graded sales in our records. One of which was the most recent CGC 9.8 to come to market, garnering $350, toppling its previous high sell of $306, achieved only 2 months prior. Before that, we had one lone sale for $129 back in 2022. Now, more may soon come to market, as Alex Ross recently had a signing at CGC's offices, and his book is ripe for it. So until then, we shall see.
Man, what do you think of this one, Gabe?
This is a crazy cool cover. I think I've seen it like once before. And It's one
I
of
don't
those
know if I've-
copies that just never comes up. It's only 1,500 out there. That's great.
I
yeah,
mean,
negative space Alex Ross. I've never seen that before.
I mean, this is a thing we talk about all the time, about how 1,500 today is a huge print run, but you see how fast a little bit of time that makes that 1,500 almost impossible to find. It's really interesting, and it just makes me fascinated to see what's going to happen with all the retail exclusives that are, some are limited to 300 or less. That's going to get really interesting in the next 10, 15 years.
When those start coming back to market. At number 1 on the list, we've got Amazing Spider-Man 568, the Alex Ross Dynamic Forces Negative variant, limited to only 1,500 copies.
And before you go to the next one, we should actually note that this was kind of the cameo appearance of Anti-Venom, and then then the next issue after this was the first appearance of Anti-Venom.
Quick question on that: was it 2008 that all the negative covers started coming out, or was that more of a recent thing?
It was a very popular early 2000 trend, 2005, 2015. Dynamite kind of owned it for, well, still does to some regards. But that was their go-to exclusive for a very long time.
All right. Next up on the list, this is a classic. By the way, if you're playing along in the chat, go ahead and drop your, offer in your list tonight. We'd love to see what it tallies at the end of the night. And also, at the end of the show, make sure to comment what your favorite cover of the show was. It doesn't have to just be this top 10, as we are going to peruse some more covers after the show, so stay tuned for that. All right, at number 2 on the list, remember this list is alphabetical, we've got Batman 171, originally published in 1965. Now, what doesn't this amazing book have to offer? Batman 171 offers a great cover, a strong story inside, and a remarkable footnote in the history of the Batman. This is the first appearance of the Riddler in the Silver Age. Now, the Riddler had been on a sabbatical jail for 17 years after he last appeared in Detective Comics 142 in 1948. Now, upon his return, he tried to win over Batman and Robin by helping them capture a criminal gang. Then, the Riddler immediately goes back to riddling and crime. You can't blame the guy. He was born to riddle and commit crimes. However, the most interesting aspect of this book is that the story was used as a reference for the pilot episode of the Batman television series. The pilot was named High Diddle Riddle and featured the same gun lighter gag used in the book, plus the Molehill Mob. Now, Gardner Fox was responsible for writing this story. Gardner was a prolific writer with over 4,000 written comic stories to his credit, the brainchild behind Justice League of America and the creator of the original DC multiverse. All in all, it makes sense that someone dropped $3,500 on a raw copy this week, a 20.39% increase over the last raw sale. Now, the last recorded 9.6 graded copy was purchased for $41K back in 2020. Just like the Weeble Wobble Riddler on the cover, this book doesn't fall down. Man, what do you think of that one?
Fun tip: if you spin around like that in a real fight, same thing happens. The punches just bounce right off you.
Right.
Let me highlight some of the chats. We got a bunch of offers. Looks like there's Roni had maybe had the first copy.
So what's fascinating about this book is that a very fine and even like 9.0 copy, they've typically have sold for about $300 to $500, right? This is the first near mint plus. This is what the seller listed as near mint plus copy, and that's a little bit more than $500. And it always makes me question, like, if you have a near mint plus copy of this, even though that $3,500 is pretty impressive, if you think has a good shot at a 9.6 or maybe a 9.8, that's a lot of money left on that table. So I get why it sold for such a crazy amount, but it always fascinates me that people don't get it graded.
Yeah, it drives. I don't get it.
I get fascinated that people spend this much money for
in that grade. Wow.
I get fascinated that people spend so much money on a raw book like this.
Well, it
Like-
is a risk, right? I mean,
Yeah.
someone
risk.
did the math and just like, hey, if they say it's near mint plus and they look at the pictures and they agree with that assessment, which they had to, they probably pulled the trigger on that high amount with the expectations that, you know, they're still good if they get anywhere above a 9.0 or a 9.2. Yeah, I should actually look at that. I have the data right in front of me.
I mean, they get like a 9.2 restored because it's color touch somewhere, or
Yeah, if it's restored,
trimmed.
yeah, right. You know, there is a lot of risk with it. So yeah, their break even would be at a basically a 9.0 is break even.
Welcome to the show, Frank Luce.
That's good information.
It looks like
Yeah.
TiVo's in the comments too. Hey, TiVo.
Hey, TiVo, I hope you're feeling better. He's not feeling good. He's got a upset tummy tonight. He's getting all kinds of advice from the chat. Shout out to the chat tonight. I always love
Parmesan cheese is the cure.
Fantastic.
Oh my
Chat.
god!
Gatorade, ginger ale, 7-Up.
Just
Parmesan.
lemon water, man. Lemon water.
Oil and
Have you tried
vinegar.
hot dog juice?
Oh man.
Have you tried looking the back of a dumpster?
All right, at number 2, we've got Batman number 171. Gabe, what have we got at number 3?
Number 3 is my favorite cover. There's a lot of great books on here, but this one is incredible. This is a He-Man, the Eternity War #1 action figure variant from Tara Carter. This came out DC in 2014. Mattel and DC initially offered this variant in 2014 with the upfront purchase of a 1-year subscription to the He-Man The Eternity War. The entire comic series cost $24.99 off of DC's website for 12 issues, though it ended up running for 15 issues. This offshoot Masters of the Universe series was a highly niche book for only diehard fans. Very few fans took advantage of the annual offer, leaving its cover to be one of the most scarce Masters of the Universe covers of the past 10 years. Its high sale of $100 for a CGC 9.4 may not be as earth-shattering as other copies on the market, but that price for a lower grade tells it that higher grades will likely sell for significant premiums in the future. There's also a growing niche collector base for action figure covers, which could propel it even higher.
Ooh, that got people's lists to 1 at least so far. That's cool.
Maybe.
I've never seen this cover before.
This is a proof of life book. Like, we need to get
Yeah,
tagged
if
on
you have this,
Instagram
by the
proof
way,
he
if
has
anybody
this.
has this,
Yeah,
if you're
you
watching this on the rewind and you have this
So
book, please
I
tag
have
us
a copy
on
of
IG.
this. It's one of my personal grails. It's never leaving my collection. Like it's because I used to work at Mattel, so that's how I had a copy. Was
Okay, come on.
But yeah, this book was very, very hard to find. And you know, it even like Master of the Universe has some pretty rare stuff. The graham cracker stuff is probably the rarest, but then I would classify these Maddie exclusives as maybe just as rare, if not second.
All right, Matt.
yeah,
I don't know if you have access to it tonight, but you're gonna have to prove this one at some
I
point.
got it in one of my boxes next to me. I could pull
You're
it
gonna
out.
have to get it up on
This will
IG
take
at some
Matt
point.
hours.
All right,
All
right.
right.
Give me 2 hours. I'll pull it out.
You'll find it in somewhere in that menagerie. All right, at number 3, we've got He-Man: The Eternity War issue #1, the action figure variant from Tara Carter. The Tara Carter action figure variant from 2014. All right, what do we got? Number 4 on the list. Well, we've seen this one before, haven't we? Yeah, well, Hulk issue #1, the Daniel Acuna 1 in 20 variant, originally published in 2008. And we've touched on this book many times as fans highly anticipate the arrival of Red Hulk in the upcoming Captain America New World Order. While his appearance is not confirmed, there have been some set photos that add credibility to the rumors. As many know, William Hurt passed away before he could appear as Thaddeus Ross once again. Harrison Ford has officially picked up the mantle, which caused this book to jump in price. We're seeing that once again, as recent set photos showed off Harrison Ford with torn up trousers. You know what that means, don't you? Yeah. Much like our dear Red Hulk, that got this book going again with a recent sale for this awesome 1 in 20 from Daniel Lacuna hitting an all-time high. A CGC 9.8 came to the market and was immediately snagged up for a whopping $775, dwarfing its previous high in that grade of only $420 back in 2021. Now, it steadily declined after it hit that previous high before roaring back with this most recent sale. It has the potential to go even higher, as we have yet to see any confirmation Ford will appear as Red Hulk or any trailers for the film. Until that time, this may be the highest we see. Gabe, what do you think of this one?
I think that the Red Hulk is like the worst kept secret of all time. Like, it seems to be like everybody knows, but even they're still trying to cover it up. Where like Harrison Ford's like, "What's a Red Hulk?" kind of thing, right? This is a great cover. Lords of Brooklyn said, "Yeah, this is basically the Hulk going through like a bulk season, like kind of a bulkier Hulk here. Doesn't have that cut, carrying a lot of water weight there."
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, obviously, we saw the little markers. We all know what the little circle, the little ping pong balls on the actors mean. That means there's going to be CGI over the top of them. There's no spoiler there. Come on. He's going to be Red Hulk. It's just a matter of time.
I'm ready for Doc Samson to show up.
There's a great Michael Turner cover for, I want to say it was either the 7th issue. I think 7th issue. So that's one to look for. It's pretty cheap.
Didn't they use that again and made it a Green Hulk?
No, that's a Hulk 100. So there's a gray Hulk and a green Hulk.
I don't know if people in the comments are messing with me, but I don't know what's a yellow Hulk.
I think that's a joke.
Yeah, it's a joke. Okay. I'm going through all my Hulk
At
colors.
number 4, we've got Hulk number 1, the Daniel Lacuna 1 in 20 variant. Gabe, what do we have at number 5?
Number 5, another great one here. Mega Man number 1. This is the holofoil variant from Dreamwave back in 2003. Over a year ago, we reviewed a book that still holds promise. Collectors have been quietly acquiring a rare foil variant from Dreamwave in all its chromed glory, making Mega Man's first appearance in a U.S. comic. Netflix's Mega Man is still in development, which could be why collectors are interested in this variant. The Blue Bomber has been undervalued compared to other video game characters like Sonic, Mario, and Link, but this is changing, as evidenced by the recent sale of a CGC 9.8 copy for a new all-time high of $700.
Crazy.
Yeah, this is one of my all-time favorite books. I don't know if the next time the camera's on me, I am wearing a Mega Man shirt. So, you know.
Oh, hold on.
Matt,
I love Mega Man. I just ordered all the Jada toys. Oh, we got look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. He's ready.
Now, and right, you can see right behind me too. There's a really hard Game Informer to find that has all the Mega Mans on it. Yeah.
All right, he's a fan. Matt is a true.
What about the Archie Mega Mans? You ever gotten to those before, Matt? Because those are hard to get. The Archie Mega Mans.
Yeah, I have a bunch of those. I like.
Yeah, those are great. They're hard to come by. Those things are pricey.
We covered it in one of our shakers, but there's an amazing connecting cover set with Worlds Collide with Sonic and Mega and all the Street Fighter characters. I mean, it's a 12 book connecting cover. It's insane.
Yeah, I think I have all of them but 2, because I think the series got canceled and I kind of fell off my list or something.
No, they're still there. They're just, some are just very, very, very hard to find.
Yeah.
All right, at number 5, Mega Man number 1, the holofoil variant, originally published in 2003 from Dreamwave. At number 6, by the way, before we get to number 6, shout out to the 90s Strong in the chat. You know, I love to pander to the live audience. If you guys are enjoying the show tonight, make sure to take a moment, hit the thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed to the channel. We're trying to get to 10,000, and we need your help. All right, coming up at number 6, we've got Richie Rich, issue number 1, originally published in 1960 from Harvey Comics. Now, first appearing in Little Dot #1, the #1 richest fictional kid and the 5th richest fictional character of all time. That's crazy knowledge.
Wow.
Scrooge McDuck is #1, by the way. Began his solo comic debut in this issue. Now, Richie Rich was Harvey's best-selling character of all time, spanning various comics, an animated TV series, and a live-action film. A real-life Richie Rich parted with a massive new all-time high sum. What? Hold on. Yeah, okay, that's real. I had to double check the graphic there. Wow. A real life Richie Rich parted with a massive new all-time high sum of $108,000 on a heritage auction for a CGC 9.6, one of only 4 on the census, with none of them being a higher grade. The last time a 9.6 was sold on heritage was May of 2016 for 48 grand. More than double in 7 years is one heck of a return. What else would you expect from the epitome of luxury and privilege in the comic form? Holy shit, man.
So
That's
only
crazy
Richie Rich
money.
can afford this.
That's big money.
Wow.
Let's see if anybody in the chat had this. I can't highlight the comments when I'm doing the read, but good Lord.
Yeah, there's no 9.8 on the census, so 9.6 is the highest, and probably, honestly, will probably always be the highest, unless you find another Promise collection that was kept pristine in an attic for,
in a
7
church.
years.
That's crazy.
Right.
How do they quantify fictional richness? They said he was like,
Yeah, he's 5th on the
so-
list. I'd love to hear the top 5. You only gave me
I
number 1.
have it
was
in front of
Scrooge
me.
McDuck.
So-
Matt, of course, has it in front of him.
So this was
here
from
it is.
Forbes. It was Forbes.com did this article, and they calculated based on whatever parameters that you can. There's a whole write up on each why they're so
Okay.
wealthy. Like they're going into their mansion, their businesses. Like Scrooge McDuck can literally swim through gold coins. That's one reason. But Scrooge McDuck is at 65.4 billion.
Jeez.
Smog sits on from Lord of the Rings, sits on 54.1 billion. Carlisle Cullen, 46 billion, the Twilight guy. Tony Stark at 12.4 billion. And then this was a different list. They must have updated. Richie Rich actually moved to number 7 on this list at 5.8 billion. But before that,
Wow.
Bruce Wayne, 9.2. Citizen Kane, 11.2. And then I think after Richie Rich is the Tooth Fairy, which is played by The Rock at 3.9 billion. Thurston Howell at 2.1. Christian Grey at 2.5 billion. So that's the top 10 richest fiction.
That's just incredible knowledge right there. That's incredible. All right, everybody. At number 6, we've got Richie Rich, issue number 1 from 1960, selling for 108 grand. Holy moly. Gabe, what have we got at number 7?
This one's super interesting. I love this one. This is Teaching with Calvin and Hobbes, put out by Playground Publishing in 1993. Oh, we got a 90s comic on here. Awesome. Teaching with Calvin and Hobbes is an engaging and insightful book that explores the educational value of the beloved comic strip created by Bill Watterson. This book takes readers on a delightful journey through the imaginative world of Calvin and his trusted tiger companion, Hobbes. While offering a fresh perspective on teaching and learning, it showcases how the witty humor, imaginative scenarios, and thought-provoking dialogues with the comic strip can be used as powerful tools for fostering creativity, critical thinking, and a love for learning in the classroom. Drawing upon the timeless wisdom and whimsical charm of Calvin and Hobbes, this book inspires educators to embrace the joy of teaching and encourages students to embrace the wonder and curiosity of childhood. It's important to note how rare this book is. Bill Watterson has only been immensely protective over his creation and rarely ever allows merchandising rights. Yet this is one of those rare exceptions. The authors personally appealed to Watterson and explained the effect they had in using Calvin and Hobbes as an aid in classroom lessons, especially for children with learning disabilities. They were allowed to print only 2,500 copies and distribute them across numerous elementary and middle schools across the country. For these reasons, this is considered to be the holy grail of Calvin and Hobbes collectibles. Recently, a rare copy hit the market and sold for a massive $12,000 in a 9.8, one of only 2 9.8s on the census, of which there are only 4 in total. Looking for this book will not be your typical comic shop, or looking for this book will not be at your typical comic shop or convention. This is a book you will need to dig for in old bookshops, antique stores, or garage sales. North Dakota, where the book was printed, is noted as the city with the best chance of finding a copy. There are also 2 volumes. Both are valuable. So happy hunting, everybody.
How do you find this stuff, Matt? Come on, John. What are you guys doing here?
This is all Matt. Whatever's going on in his brain, he
Matt, you're muted, so there's a shot for everybody.
Yeah, no, I
I
was trying to hit it, but my mouse was on a different monitor. It was, yeah, this book is impossible. So you're gonna find these, like, it's not gonna be at a shop. I mean, it's also got a fantastic cover. Look at that. But no, Watterson, like, he forbids licensing. So if you search Calvin and Hobbes stuff, you're gonna see a lot of shirts, but a lot of those are unlicensed. Like, you know. And there's a lot of copyright strikes against most of those people.
Or all those Calvin peeing on Honda stickers.
Yeah, well, exactly. I'm sure that pissed them off, literally.
Actually, I saw a whole thing on that. He was really pissed off, and all of that is completely uncopyrighted, and it just won't stop.
It won't stop, and there's nothing he can do to stop it.
Yeah.
I mean, it is filled with comic strips inside that was used for teaching aids that applied to the lesson. So, I mean, it's, yes, to your point, it's Lords of Brooklyn. It's technically not a comic, but it's satellites around the comic book world. So, you know, we track it
Close enough.
The same as having a Wizard magazine on or something.
Yeah, we always include, like, we are tracking a lot more magazines now, and you know, a lot of these things that satellite around the comic book space, we will cover them, and they're just fun. Like, I want to go look for this book. I don't expect to ever find it, but you know.
All right, at number 7 on the list, we've got Teaching with Calvin and Hobbes, originally published in 1993 from Playground Publishing. All right, at number 8 on the list, we've got Warhammer Monthly, issue number 0, originally published in 1998 from Games Workshop. Now, for almost 40 years, Warhammer 40,000, is that how you say it? Warhammer 40K? 40,000 has been a massive war game loved by fans worldwide. Its intricate board designs and miniature models have become a popular pastime. The game's creator, Games Workshop, has had many prosperous franchises, but Warhammer is their biggest, earning nearly $400,000 in revenue each year. Due to its popularity, Warhammer Monthly, a monthly periodical featuring stories set within the Warhammer universe, was created. Unfortunately, the magazine only lasted for 86 issues before ending in 2004, and the licensing rights were later picked up by Boom Studios in 2006. With the potential for a big screen adaptation, because Amazon has secured the option with Henry Cavill attached to the project, this week, a CGC 9.8 sold for $800, and its value is expected to increase as more news about the film's production and release dates emerge. Does anybody have this one?
Nope.
So yeah, Cavill's a huge Warhammer fan. Like, if you search for Cavill Warhammer, there's interviews where he just talks about this all the time, which is why he's connected to the property. So there's good chances that this is going to get made.
There you have it. At number 8, Warhammer Monthly issue number 0, originally published in 1998 from Games Workshop. Gabe, what do we got at number 9?
Number 9, we got Web Warriors number 3, Wayland variant from 2016. This is a variant cover that has been hot for a while and continues to see growth. This cover is recognizable for many fans as it was the art for one of Marvel's themed short boxes. Wayland has very distinctive work, and while some are lukewarm to his style, many adore it and collect his covers. This book also benefits from some Spider-Verse trickle-down, as the team in this book features key players from the first Spider-Verse film. All of these check boxes and lead to 2 sold sales this past week for $125 and $120 for near mint raw copies. This variant and Wayland covers in general are worth keeping an eye on.
Yeah, it's not just even the Wayland covers. A lot of those Web Warrior covers are shooting up in price.
Oh man, I've never seen this book before, man. You guys are incredible. This list is incredible. The writers at Cover Price coming through one more time, everybody. Look at the offers in the chat. I told you everybody was pumping out their chest on Tuesday. Just wait for Thursday. I mean, here we have it.
Yeah, we have some great writers who wrote this stuff up. So
we have over 700,000 comics in the Cover Price database, and like stuff like this falls out all the time. It's insane. Like there's so many comics out there. It's impossible. It's impossible to keep track of them all.
Love it. Love it. At number 9, Web Warriors issue number 3, the Wayland variant, originally published in 2016 from Marvel. All right, folks, I have dropped the link one last time. We're coming up on the last read. This is your chance. Matt's going to give away a couple of books tonight. We've got a Virgin variant and the trade dress for World Tree will be given away. How do you enter, you ask? Well, you best drop a comment on this last Tuesday's top 10 list, because we're going to be using the comment picker here after we finish the list to pick a winner. So get in on that. All right. What have we got at number 10? All right, at number 10, we've got Zombie Tramp, issue number 1. Man, I knew I was going to get this tough read. Come on, man.
Is that
I don't even know how to pronounce that.
There's no vowels in that name. That's not fair.
There's no vowels in that. How do you pronounce that?
TM Chu.
TM Chu.
Is there supposed to be an apostrophe in there someplace?
No, so the way his name reads is, or their name, TMC is capital, HU is lowercase.
All right, so
that doesn't help.
I think it's TM Chu.
TM Chu.
Herb Ervlinger, Bert Hermgeif, Irv Hermlinger, Bing Livehanger, Livelink, Bert Herkern, Bingo Lingfucker.
Damn right. All right, Zombie Tramp number 1, the TM Chu Risque variant, originally published in 2014 from Action Labs. Now, nude and risque covers are not new to comics. However, there has been a recent increase in that category lately. Back in 2014, it was a little less extreme than it is today. For example, take Zombie Tramp, an independent series created by writer Dan Mendoza and initially self-published under his own imprint. Now, Janie Bell, aka Zombie Tramp, gained significant popularity when it was picked up and published by Action Labs Entertainment, with Mendoza continuing to contribute to the writing and artwork. The character and her ongoing adventures have since become a staple of the independent comic book scene, attracting a dedicated fan base. Almost every issue features a risque cover exactly like the regular cover, but featured Zombie Tramp topless. Now, the series is cartoony and comedic and played with taboo themes. In many ways, the nude covers mocked the naked trend with its more over-the-top style and continued to demand increased market value. This week, this risque version of issue number 1 by artist TM Chu sold for an all-time high of $550 for a CGC 9.8. In fact, most of the covers for the first issue sell for high premiums. Let's go back to the to the comments, see if anybody got any of these.
It is a classy book, Joey. Yeah, it is a very classy book. I mean, but it is really interesting, this trend right now, and there's a lot of conversations around it. But I mean, they were doing it way back in 2014, along with Zenoscope. And a lot of these, but these were on stands. Like I remember seeing these at my comic shop.
I remember seeing Dan Mendoza when he was at San Diego, like way when he was first doing Zombie Tramp and was like self-publishing it, and he was just in Artist Alley.
Oh, those are very valuable. I mean, you're talking $700, $1,000 raw for those self-published ones. Yeah, they're really expensive.
All right, so what's next? That's our list for tonight, folks. We are going to go ahead and take this down. Where's it at? Yeah, if you think it's easy in the director's chair, you are mistaken. Thanks for joining us, everybody. That was our list. We are going to go. Are we going to peruse live the site? Because I have it pulled up. Are you guys going to do a screen share on your side?
Yeah, I'll go ahead.
And we want to do a giveaway. We're going to pick 2 different names. 2, not 1, 2 different names from last Tuesday's show. I have dropped the link in the live. Make sure you get your comment in on that, and I will pull up the random comment picker, and we'll give that book away.
And JB, just to note that this is also streaming to our channel, so if anyone's watching on our channel, you got to comment on Lords of the Long.
Yeah, I'm going to drop if you're watching, they can see the chat though, right? Will they be able to see the chat?
Yeah, I think
All right,
so.
Here, I'm going to drop the link one more time. You know what we'll
Just in
do
case.
since this.
I have no idea how it
channel
works, so I'm just saying it.
I'm going to go ahead and drop the link one more time to last Tuesday's top 10 show. And what we're looking for is comments. And we kind of roll this. This is how it normally works. You comment on the video when it's over. We take those comments. We use them for the next week's giveaway. So comments on today's video when it ends, what your favorite cover was. And it doesn't have to be just the top 10. We will use tonight's comments for next Tuesday's giveaway when we're giving away some more of Miss Laura's books.
So the people on our channel do not see the chat in the Lords, so they will have to jump over.
Bummer. You guys are going to have to. Yeah, I've got it highlighted on the screen right now, but head on over to the Lords of the Long Box YouTube channel and the Tuesdays Shakers list. Go ahead and drop a comment on that one. And, while that's marinating, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen because I've got cover price pulled up. And let's see what's shaking today. All right. Now, remember, if you're not already subscribed to Cover Price for less than the price of a McRib per month, you can be getting full access to everything on the site, including the Shakers list, which changes every day. I mean, this is literally changing during the course of the day. Oh, look at JB showing off, man. I cannot highlight comments, though, while I'm in this interface. So I got to make sure I don't have anything up there right now. Let's go full screen on that so we don't have to see our faces up there. I'll leave that comment up. And we are also going to be taking questions from the chat. So load up your questions, everybody. If you want to jump to the top of the list, there is that little super chat button. I'm just saying. But we are going to be taking questions from John and Matt about some of the upcoming changes to the Cover Price interface. But let's peruse today's Shakers list. And it looks like we had some big numbers. By the way, this goes from highest sale to highest dollar value to lowest dollar value when it's sorted in this set. And hey, you know what? I have an X-Men 12, but it's raw. Hey, let me enter that. Let me go ahead and click on that X-Men 12. And you can add to your collection by clicking this button. I don't know if you'll see it's a raw.
And this is exactly what we're updating. So
it's a mid-grade copy. I want more information because I can tell you what I paid for it. I spent $1,000 on that book. So let me go ahead and put that in there.
Oof.
Ouch.
I like how you remember.
What grade was yours?
I arbitrarily have put a mid-grade. I haven't got it graded yet.
Oh, okay.
So it's somewhere in there. I don't know where it's at right now. Add the comic. That is now in my collection. I own one. X-Men 12. The beauty of this is not just the key information, but this is the table I use. TiVo loves this table right here with the last recorded high sale, which is huge, $6,000 on a 9.2. But I love this table right down here. This is my money spot right here, where you're comparing the raw.
You're going to see a fair representation of how it's moving. Sometimes that last sale could be a crazy big high, you know.
But I love to come in here and just get the ranges, because that, you know, these are nice ranges. So that fine range, you're looking what the last sale is, you're seeing what the FMV is based on the, you know, your little algorithms there. This is my money page right here. But X-Men number 12 on the Shakers list. Number 1, Hulk 181's doing hot. On the second row, what do we got in here? Anything that's screaming Shaker? Look at this thing. What is this? Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies, number 1.
I like
all these old kid books are really coming back up around. I mean, we had Richie Rich. We see Archie on all the time.
Look at how Bugs Bunny has changed over the years. Like
Bugs Bunny. Look at him.
Evolved, yeah.
Well, that's his first appearance, I think, right? Scroll down.
Who do you think are the people that are buying these books? Is it like people who were kids back when these were coming out, or
the first comic book appearance of Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, and Elmer Fudd? This is a huge book.
It's a powerhouse book. I mean,
it's a powerhouse book. Last recorded sale was $2,600 for a raw in the range of good, a 1.5 to 2.5. Big money.
I mean, this is one of those books where, you know, it's sure Bugs isn't as big as he was, you know, when we were kids, probably. But it's one of those brands that will still live forever. In the right film, the right cartoon. You know, remember when they rebranded with Tiny Toons in the 90s? You know, that kind of revitalized the brand a little bit. And we had Space Jam. And so there's plenty of opportunities for this brand to thrive in the future. Just takes the right creatives to do it, you know.
By the way, chat, we've got 95 strong in the live chat. If you have questions for John or Matt, start to post them in the live. We'll get them posted up as we're perusing today's Shakers list. And by the way, I love how with just a few symbols, you can identify when you see this purple diamond, rare.
And I think we're going to go through the new collection section, right? The update that we're going to do.
Are we, Matt?
Yeah, I have it all queued up.
Yeah,
we will do that here. Let's pick a few more books real quick. Oh, I always love this cover.
Yeah, it's kind of pre-code horror-ish.
Batman issue 237. What's going on with this? There was a recent sale of 9.4 sold yesterday for $1,300. What's going on in Raw? If I wanted to pick up one of these, yeah, you can still afford one in low grade. I got to go find some of these.
Find the great Neil Adams cover.
You know, low grade's better than no grade. You got to have a grade to get in the game. Shout out to Tony Sanders. All right, what else have we got? I'm never going to get this. I'm so priced out of this book now.
Oh, they're asking what's a mover? What constitutes a mover and a shaker?
Do you want to explain, or would you like me to explain?
No, sure, we can explain. So a mover tracks is basically tracked weekly. Books move up the list throughout the week. That tracks books moving at the highest volume, and then shakers are the highest sales from the day before. So all of yesterday's highest sales are popping up today. Sometimes if there's a sale early in the morning, it'll pop up on the list in the evening. But yeah, the movers stay up all week, and then they completely start over on like Monday or Sunday night, and then the shakers refreshes on a daily basis.
You guys familiar with Cleland Warren Jr.? Welcome to the show, everybody. We appreciate you taking the time. What platform do you pull sales data from to track FMV?
So that's a great question. We actually pull from 5 major marketplaces. Because of their terms and conditions, we can't always say, but eBay's definitely one of them, and then a few others. But as we build out the system more and more, we're going to be adding more and more. We were chatting with Golden a while ago and other auction houses. We do pull from heritage auctions as well. And the way it works is, I mean, we're literally pulling in about 25,000 sales per day. We have a number of systems and algorithms that actually kind of put everything into buckets based on the series, the year, the raw, is it graded, the condition. And if something triggers one of our kind of outlier detections, it goes into a quarantine. And from there, our team, we have a bunch of people who are going through and manually reviewing. So we do our best to make sure it's as accurate as possible. You know, a lot of people say like, oh yeah, just go to eBay and look at sold, sales, but that's not actually really accurate all the time. And it'll take you forever. There's, a lot of times eBay doesn't show like best offer sales, or they do, and they say it's actually a sold thing, but it actually sold for a lot less. So we do the research. We make sure that it's as legit as possible, especially for the bigger comic books.
And just to jump on that point, we had a shaker last week. It was that Game Pro with Sly Cooper, that $450 sale with the comic still bagged. We checked it today. We were checking it, and the sale fell through, and it was relisted. So we pulled that sale off.
Nice.
And we're making the notation in our market report for this week that sale was gone. But what it did was that sale forced the Game Pro with the first issue sold for over $1,000 bagged. So it did have an effect. That book did have a cause and effect. So hopefully that person's happy with their $1,000 purchase. But that's what happens sometimes.
All right. Well, let's look just a few more books, and then John, you said you're ready to do a screen share.
Yeah. Whenever you're ready.
We will. Someone asked me what was up with this Joker book, so I pulled it up. Let's see what is happening with this Joker book over here.
That's a fantastic cover.
Fantastic. Look at him getting thrown off the building by Luther. All right. Joker 7 from 1976 is a shaker. We had a sale yesterday in a CGC 9.8 for $800. What's this book going for in raw? Well, you can pick up a nice mid-grade fine copy. Yeah, under $50. Pop one of those off there. All right, let's grab just a couple more, see if there's anything out there that's super intriguing. Yeah, let me get this straight. This is stupid. These covers were the best, man. Come on. Come on. He just broke his... They're all broken. Look at his feet.
I do like that he tried.
He's trying. What is he even doing there trying to get it? And then this is one of those covers where he's reading a comic book. Is he on the cover? It's not a...
No, he's reading a Batman book.
He's reading a Batman
book.
My
favorite thing in comics is when they add little tidbits about the like kind of like that. In modern comics, I think there's at a Natural History Museum, they have a strand of Superman's hair holding up like all this weight in the middle of the room. I always thought that was pretty cool.
All right, here's a question from the chat. Do you help someone that has gone through your site and can't find the book?
Yeah, of course. You reach out to help at coverprice.com and we'll find that for you. Sometimes, we actually have a big search update coming right after this collection section update. So in about 3 weeks, which is going to make searching a lot better and more effective. But if one tip is, if it's depending on the title, try different versions of the title, rephrase it, things like that. And usually that'll get you to what you're looking for. But if you want, type in the book you're looking for and we'll find it for you.
What the hell is this?
Oh, Knights of the Dinner Table.
Yeah.
Knights?
I mean, that's a very expensive book. I think we've written on that. It was
first appearance of the Knights of the Dinner Table.
This book is still going on.
It was a spoof book on like
Dungeons and Dragons games.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and share your screen. Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop my share. We'll go back over here, and John, we're going to share your screen and check for more questions. I've submitted a certain variant multiple times to be added to your listing, but never get a response. What am I doing wrong?
I'll answer that. There's so many books, so many exclusives that come out on a weekly basis. We get through a lot of them, but we are in a sea of requests, and it's more than we would like. And so what we end up, what we'll do is, we'll focus on the ones where there's multiple requests, and then because that will get out the most at one time. But if you really need your books done and you're tired of waiting, just reach out to the same channel, which was help@coverprice.com, right, John?
Yeah.
And just give your username and that you're waiting for your books and your email address, and we'll get you.
And also, just to tap on that, we've hired, we have about 3 or 4 people who are constantly, their only job is to go through missing items. And we have a bunch of volunteers as well helping with that. We're trying to find a programmatic solution, but like I said, there's like hundreds of thousands of comics out there, and we're probably better represented than most other companies out there, I think, because we really spent the last 5 years building this thing out, and we typically add about 3,000 comics to our system every month.
Wow.
And even then, we're still behind on missing items because there's just so many requests. But we are working through them, and we're going to.
And that's just World Tree.
Yeah, that's just World Tree by itself. Let me show you guys this update. I know. Thank you guys. First of all, for those of you who are members, thank you so much for sticking with us. We launched in 2018, and it's been a climb the entire time. We're finally at a point where we're hiring more developers, we're hiring more team members, and we're able to move a lot faster. This update is the perfect example of that. One thing that Matt and I have, we always wanted to improve is the collection section, because that's the crux of what Cover Price is. For those of you who don't know, you put your comics in here, and you put in your, the condition, the grade. We will find the Cover Price. We'll go out, scour the interwebs, find the sales, bring it in, and tell you what your collection's worth based on actual sales data. And feel free to scream out any questions. I'm going to look over at my screen, but if anyone has,
I've actually got a question. I've been saving. As soon as I found out you guys were going to be on,
yes,
hey man, I'm in the community, right? I hear all the chatter, and the latest little chatter is, why pay for free information?
Oh, well,
and why save it to the end? I want to get it out now, because look at this interface, folks. Look at the work that this team is doing. This isn't just, if you want to compare it to the free lookup people, please do, because good luck looking something up. This interface is amazing, and I want you to tell everybody why that monthly subscription is worth it.
Do you mind if I get it, Matt, or do you want it?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, and I'll just chime in. Sure. And there's a very popular question that we have to address next, which is our number one question we get on a daily basis, which is, John.
Oh, where's your app?
Yeah. A daily. If you ever want to plague us with, just ask us that question. But yes, we'll answer that in a second.
So I mean, the internet was made to aggregate sales data or any type of data. It was made to make researching easier. If you wanted to, the whole point of Cover Price is, a lot of you have 1,000+ comics in your collection. You can go to eBay and look up sold listings, but it's going to take you 15 minutes, 5 minutes per item. Then keep track of it every single time you come back into your collection. That's fine. You can totally do that. A lot of people do that. But like I mentioned before, a lot of the sales that you pull just from eBay aren't correct. We do a lot to make sure that it's as clean as possible, that it's as accurate as possible. The other thing about it is, honestly, it's it takes a team to build this. I mean, this is our full-time job every single day, and we have a ton of people working on this to make it as good as possible for everybody who's using it. You get what you pay for. If you're going to try to use, a free version of something, that's fine. And by the way, Cover Price does have a free version. It's limited, but it's free. So you could totally set up an account and use it and try it for that way if you're not using it for massive collection stuff. But you get what you paid for. If Matt and I can tell you, being in the trenches, and I know I see Anti-Hero Comics in here and some other team members, it really is a 24/7 job to go through, keep the site running, keep it working properly, making sure we fulfill all the requests that we get, and things like that. And that's what the cost is. It's just paying so that we can do this and continue to grow and make the site even better.
And this list, the Shakers list, is a perfect example. I'm we're focusing on not just the hottest stuff or the things that are selling, in abundance. This is we're following some of the cool, just crazy, interesting books that you'll never see for sale anywhere else, So And this goes back to like, there's other aggregators out there in the market, which is, Kelly Blue Book's been doing it. I mean, you can list off tons of different sites that take information and compile it. It's just a matter, as John said, it's very challenging to do. And I would love to donate the 60 hours a week I work on, we work on this site, but it's pretty much.
John, you're going so fast, man. Show us some of these updates. Explain to me what virtual boxes is.
So first of all, like this whole section up here is your dashboard, right? We're now letting people update their collection whenever they want. So when you come to the site, you can do an update. We bring in sales about 5 times per day, and so if you update it like back to back to back to back, nothing will happen because there's no new sales in the system. But this little button that I just pressed will appear when new sales are added, or if you change anything, if you add a price or remove a comic or add a comic, this button will appear again, and you'll be able to update your entire collection on demand. So that's kind of a new feature. JB, to your point, virtual box. So one thing that everyone's been asking for is like, they say, I have my collection. And as you can see, I'm on the all tab. So I see all my collection. And this is kind of my testing account. So don't you all laugh at me. But you can now go ahead and create subgroups of your collection, right? So I've gone ahead and created a couple here just for testing purposes. All things Batman, my personal collection, like things I'm never going to sell, things to sell. You can now take anything in your collection, place it into a virtual box. And what we'll do is we will go ahead and put it in there and tell you what it's all worth. You can refresh it on demand. You can see the most valuable. You can do some sorting and look at all the key versions or the key comics in there. So basically, and to put stuff in there. So one thing that has been I think an issue in the past is people are like, well, it's hard for me to delete things. It's hard for me to move things around. Not anymore. If I wanted to, I can click on edit. I'm going to go to the grid view because it's a little more visual. I can select everything on this page, or I can quickly just click on all the comics that I want to add to each of the boxes. And now I can go, okay, yeah, great. Add it to my personal collection. Things I don't ever want to sell.
Oh, I like that. Things to sell. Things very clever.
If you want, you can even say, let's put a location. It's like, say these are all in one short box. You can put it in there. And I saw a question earlier. Yes, now you can say it's in short box 1, and we'll let you filter by that specific short box and see everything in there. You can delete everything. So that's a big bonus. A lot of people are like, how do I delete like everything in my collection real quick if I just sold something? Well, you can either hit this button and delete it, or you can go to the series tab, and you can also delete everything in your series tab, right? So I have like 194 series. Boom, I can clear out that way, or I can clear out an entire series just by doing it here. One thing that's really cool. So that's a long way of talking about virtual boxes, but that's the virtual box. If I wanted to, I can quickly type in like NYX. I mean, loving that art. And the system itself will update and pull that for you, all the comics. If you wanted to, so before we had the A to Z approach where you had to click on like T to find Thor, but a ton of stuff would show up. Now you can just type it, And so if I wanted to see number 1, put a hashtag in there, hit number 1, system will update and pull it right there. So now your entire collection is at your fingertips like never before.
Very nice.
Check this out, though. I know I'm getting.
Do you know how long I used to call? How long I called that series Nyx?
I only say NYX because the guy at the comic shop said it when I bought it, and that maybe
it is NYX, right? Is it Nyx or NYX?
It's New York X.
I say NYX.
Yeah, NYX.
Okay, cool. So this is a kind of cool feature. So before we only had grid view, which personally I find super sexy. I love the grid view. I think it's like nostalgia, all my comics. I mean, each one of these has a story in my mind. But we have a list view now. And the list view shows you a little bit more information because we can get away with it. We're going to show you your purchase price and also gains and loss. But check this out. If I toggle between this, I can see my percent gain or my dollar gain based on my purchase price. So this is what I entered it as. And this is a better example. This is what like the cover price was, and this is what it's going for. And now it's telling me the price, and I can actually go ahead and filter and see all of that right there. Or I can go in.
Really nice.
And check this out.
So it's definitely values. It's definitely worth your time to enter in your purchase price, even if it's $1. Because that way you'll be able to track those values a little bit better.
And so before, when you just entered that comic on the live site, JB, you kind of were like, okay, here's a few things that I could enter about this comic.
Yeah.
We've blown this up. You can
Nice.
now say it's raw. We're going to have all the different grading companies and other, so that you can be as accurate.
EGS is in there.
Yeah.
Oh, moly.
But
Good old
those
Halo.
selections don't change the grade. That's just your personal
Yeah.
classification.
Okay.
Exactly. You can add a grade. You can put some notes in. I can even say, hey, I want to get this slabbed, and we're going to add a filter that allows you to like sort for your own personal reference. You can say, oh, I want to get these things slabbed. Then you can sort and go, should I even do that? But if you do put it in a grade, let's say it's a CGC, this expands. You can now put in label information. You can put in certification number.
Okay. You
custom
know what they're
label.
going to ask? Is this a scannable feature in the future?
Well, so we are actually working on a image recognition scanner. We're hoping to get that before the end of the year. We'll see. We have a lot of things that we're improving and working and updating, but the scanning feature is something that we are working on. And one of our team members showed us a little demo of it, and we all literally just kind of lost our mind on it. It's
awesome.
It's looking really cool. But
we're working on contacts that you could wear that you could just look at your book. And
Get out of here.
No. But that's Matt's dream. He wants the AR glasses, and he wants people to walk.
Hey, is not impossible.
Ooh, here's a question from Rudy. For purchase of subscriptions, is it only month to month, or is there a yearly or lifelong or one-time purchase?
Yeah. Well, so you can purchase. So we have multiple tiers. We have a standard tier, which is just $2.95 a month, which is unlimited looking up values, but limited collections. We have a free membership, so that's but it's limited. It's only like 50 things into your collection, and it doesn't show you all the stats and stuff. But we have two unlimited versions. There's the monthly and the yearly. Monthly is $6.95 a month, and if you buy the yearly, it only comes out to $5 a month. So for less than the cost of a price of a cup of coffee, it's or less than the cost of a comic book, you'll know what all your comics are worth all the time. So yeah, so there's a monthly and yearly. There isn't a lifetime membership yet. But we can talk.
but if you send us a Richie Rich number 1 9.6, you can have it for as long. You could pass that down to generations even too.
Yeah. So let me I'll finish this up. So you can go into label. Now you can add multiple signatures, storage locations. So you can say it's in like one storage location, but now I can apply it to different virtual boxes. I can do 2 or more, or as many as I want there. I can say, I can add signature information. So let's say Stanley signed this one. Why? I don't know, but maybe he did. So update, and you can plug in multiple signatures. And in the future, we're hoping to map that to actual signature sales as well. So we'll give you that, but that's a future thing. Now, this is
what is the current monthly price for the full-blown membership?
$6.95. $6.95.
Less than the price of the McRib.
This is something that's really cool. So the my value is brand new. So see how this is raw when it's gray. When it's blue, it's slabbed. But we're introducing this new black line here on the value ribbon with a little person, because now you can put in a value to your comic that you think it's worth. So for example, if I click on Spidey over here, I can put in my value of 100, or I can change it to, I can completely take that out. And watch, this will then disappear. It'll go back to the cover price value that I had before.
So you could, when calculating your collection, if you disagree with what the system's telling you, because sometimes there's just so few sales, or the sale that you're referencing is so old that you want something, more relative to what current market ask is, and you can change this by yourself. I like that. And it'll change the overall value. I like
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, and so the reason that happens is because, there are cases where we don't have a sale, or you might disagree with the sale. We don't want to kind of force you to use our fair market value. If you believe that a comic's worth something in your collection, you should be able to address that. So we're giving you the power. And purchase info, you can put in where you bought it, how much you paid, shipping information. You can even now, like say for example, you typed in eBay, you can even put a person's store information there. And basically track your entire collection that way. And of course, you can actually put in some ratings, which in the future, we're hoping to help to make recommendations for comics for you, or we might put those on the comic book landing page for everyone to see, so that everyone can say like, oh, what's the community think of this comic? Should I read it? Should I buy it? All of that stuff.
Wow, we've got a record number of comments, guys. People really want these World Tree books. I just checked. We've got 70 comments on that video. Hangout, folks, we're just wrapping up our little demo here of the new interface that is coming. When is launch? The new launch date coming?
So the new launch date should be early next week, is what we're shooting for. We tried to launch this week. We did. Some of you might have seen it up. We had some performance issues, and the last thing we want is for anyone to have to wait for their collection to load or anything like that. So our team's working through that as we speak, and we should have something up, this whole thing up and humming by next week.
Performance issues. It makes me giggle every time.
Rudy says, okay, serious question. How easy is it to integrate a current CLZ library and get new stats? I thought CLZ was already a partner, right?
Yeah. So all you have to do is, if you're a Cover Price member, you click on this little icon up here, which is your profile. You come down to CLZ account access.
Make a wish.
You make a wish. Count to 3. And from here, if you're an unlimited member, all you have to do is generate a token. When you generate that token, you'll go to your CLZ account, which is just the link down here. It'll pop up, and you plug it in. And then your accounts are linked, and you will see Cover Price data on CLZ. The thing is, you have to have a CLZ account and an unlimited Cover Price account. And then you can see all of our data on the CLZ platform. If you wanted to, you could also export your Cover Price collection from us. You just send us an email and ask for that. Or you can export it directly from CLZ and send it over to Cover Price, and we can move collections back and forth as well.
Yeah, some people do it very frequently.
You're funny. Nice, Peter. He wants to know in advance. They want the system to tell me sell now.
So yeah, someday. We don't want that responsibility.
When it hits the top 10, it's time to sell.
Yeah, and there's a ton of other stuff in here. Like, one thing that I like is you can now hover over any key information and it'll just pop it up in your collection. So instead of, like,
you don't actually have to drill into it. You can actually just get that key information by hovering over the icon.
Yeah,
that's nice.
This whole thing was about efficiency. You know, we wanted you to be able to surface all your comics. I mean, you have these in long boxes and somehow, some room someplace. Like, this puts it at your fingertips. This is what you're going to interact with to see what your comics are worth and what you have.
And so, again, folks, you don't get that on the free stuff, man. You just don't get it.
Yeah, you don't.
Now, you do get it for the free version of Cover Price, but you can only put 50 books in there for less than the price of a McRib, folks.
I'm hungry now.
But if you're like a casual user and you want to look for a rare book and you're good, that's fine. The free version's there for you,
Oh, absolutely. The free version is there for you. You'll still get to see I think you only get to see the top 10 movers. You won't see the whole 50 or something.
The shakers.
Again, like, a lot of the stuff that we do is all the data that we've collected, and because we have our fingertips on the all the trends, all the comics coming, because we see it. That's the stuff that we have to aggregate and clean and make sure it's ready to send out to everybody. So that's the stuff that takes our team time to do.
And we have plans to do more stuff with our data and help you guys pay attention to trends a little easier. And we got some fun stuff in the works.
One other thing is everyone is asking for the app. We will make an app, don't you worry. But this is fully mobile responsive, and the new designs are going to look really amazing on any device. It's not an app, yes, but we will get there probably.
Yeah, you know what though? I've used this on my phone, and the interface for online is clean. It's clean.
It was designed that way, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the reason we went with an app, with a mobile website, is because then you could get this in front of more people easily, right? With an app, it's iOS or Android. You have to have 2 different teams of developers. You have to make, and it's just, all these different things. Yes, we'll get there, but you can completely use this on your phone. In fact, 68% of our users do,
so it's, right? I believe it.
But check this one thing out. One update to the wish list that I really, really like is, so this is your basic wish list. Now you can actually search. You didn't have this before. So you can, go to your local comic shop and, if you're digging through something, you can quickly look it up. But check it out. In list view, you can add what you want for your desired grade, and we will tell you what you should pay for it. Based on sales data. So if you're looking, you can quickly go in and say, oh, okay, well, I'm looking actually for a 9.0 or let's say a 9.8 for this one, if it has it. Save it. And you can quickly, as you're digging, you can be like, okay, that's what it's probably worth. So this is a good, well, here, let me find a more relevant one. So if I put a desired grade into this one of, say, a 9.6, this is also on my the developer site. So this is not live. So some of the data is like 6 months old, but just FYI. But more for demonstration. But see how that changed? Now I can say, wow, I found this, raw someplace, if you're lucky. I could probably get $90 for it. So now cover price, just the wish list function alone will let you, go through and kind of know what you're doing when you're talking to people at conventions and whatnot.
So a question from the chat, and then we're going to go over and head over to the comment picker and give away a couple of books here from Matt. We got joined late, got a question. Will there be any updates to the price estimates? Example, I have a raw 9.6 showing an estimated value of 70, but a raw 9.4 is showing a value of 200 based on a recent sale.
So that's a great question. So all of our data is based on live sales, right? Real sales data. So let me go to an example of something. So by the way, you can also jump out of your collection really quickly. If you're looking at a comic, you can just hit go to price guide. And again, this is old data. This is our development site. So this is not super live. So, and that's why a lot of this is all like already grayed out. So when you go into this section, this is all live, real data. We're not like smoothing out the algorithm in any way or kind of telling you. We may do that in the future and then we visually indicate it. But right now, this is just what it's worth. So a lot of times you're going to get people, maybe there's a surge of people buying a 9.0 and that goes up, right? Because they're thinking of maybe getting it graded, or if it's raw, they might be thinking about getting it graded, things like that. So there's going to be discrepancies. You're going to have to use your discernment to best understand, like, well, what should I actually pay for it? The price guide's right here. You can click into here even and see all the sales data associated with each of these. You can go in and actually filter through and see, okay, I have a 9.8 right now, right? Again, this is older data. What's it worth? So we give you all the tools to do that. In the future, we will find alternatives that allow you to, gives you a better price estimate based on the data. We're actually talking to some people right now about that. And we may go in that direction. But as of right now, we kind of stand by hey, this is real data. This is what it's worth. Some buckets will be worth different things at different times.
All right, folks. If there's any more questions, now's the time to get them in. I'm going to go ahead and share the random comment picker. We have got a record number of comments for this. We've got, what do we got? I'll run it again. We have 70 comments on the video. And we're going to, you know what? I'm not sharing it, am I? I am sharing it. Okay. All right. So we're going to run this not once, but twice. Matt's got both the trade dress and the virgin variant of World Tree. You want to put that up, Matt? I'm going to throw you on solo layout real quick.
Yep. Here we go.
So we're going to do we'll do the trade dress first. Trade dress first.
And condition-wise, guys, these are near mint. These are very nice copies.
All right, so we're going to the random comment picker, and the first winner for the trade dress version goes to Dave B. Really enjoy the show. The roundtable discussions are great. Thanks. That's the winning comment. Dave B., please reach out to TiVo at Lords of the Longbox, or you can reach out to me at Discovery Bay Comics, and we will make sure to get your information over to Cover Price.
Yeah.
Nice. Congratulations.
All right. We are going to go ahead and run it again. This time, we still have got 70 comments, and we're going to run. This time, we're going to roll for the trade dress, and the winning comment is Mesomorpheus. Love the attention Spidey 2099 has been getting. UF4 never disappoints. Congratulations, Mesomorpheus. Reach out to us to claim your book. Man, we really appreciate everybody hanging out with us today. What did I just do there? We're going to remove that. There we go. I appreciate everybody hanging out with us today. John, what do you want to say to the people before we
no, just thank you so much for watching the show. Thanks for being a member of Cover Price if you are. And if you're not, give us a try. We got a 10-day free trial. We're not going anywhere. We're just getting better. We have a lot of plans. This next few months you're gonna see a lot of changes to the site, and we're just gonna keep running from there. Image scanner coming in the future, app coming in the future. But before that, we have some other really cool stuff launching literally in about 3 to 4 more weeks. And Monday or Tuesday of next week, we'll have this collection section up for you guys. So thank you very much. Matt and I
Nice.
truly appreciate everyone who's a member.
Yeah.
Matt.
And we'll
Take
be
us
at
on, what do you
San
got?
Diego Comic-Con too. Hopefully
Nice.
with a booth. And hey, JB will have your shirt, so make sure you show
Extra
up.
large, extra large.
Yeah. But we just didn't make them, so they're ordered right now. So
We're also going to have
those
some hats. So
yeah, we'll have those hats and actually some other ones. No, we'll just have those hats. That's right.
Thank you
we'll
so
have-
much for joining us tonight, Matt. Gabe,
And tomorrow night we're giving these away. We're giving this.
that's right.
Impact
Oh, yeah.
League at
make
Nearing
sure to
Nirvana.
click the link in the description of this video and subscribe to Nearing Nerdvana.
Yeah.
In the link that is to the video here, the description, and tune in tomorrow night. And he's gonna be giving that book away on that show. So make sure you are joining
And that's
there.
I think a $250 raw book. So
What? Get in on that. Gabe, take us home. What do you got?
Man, this is a great show. Thanks again for John and Matt for showing up. Yeah, great. Looking forward to new updates, guys. Thanks a lot for showing up. It's awesome.
thank you.
So cool. Have fun in San Diego.
come out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, come on down.
Come on out.
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
Everybody who's joining us, we really do appreciate you. If you're watching on the rewind, please hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed the show. Make sure you comment what your favorite video was. And as always, keep digging in those long boxes. Peace.
Shake and bake and pull it back.
Oh my god.
Hold on and get some, boy.
In the great hall of the Justice League, there are assembled the world's three greatest heroes, created from the cosmic legends of the universe. Their mission, to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.
Now that's a name I've not heard.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is
Shake and bake and pull it back.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is In this, you shall know that the Lord is
Hold on and get some, boy.
Heck, here's the deal. I'm the best there is.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is
What's in the box?
Like a spider monkey.
Peace.